Hi guys! As requested by one of my subscribers, this will be a video solo raids guide. What you see on my screen is optimal gear which you should use if you have, but any alternatives will do fine. Dragon Hammer or Bandos Godsword is essential. If you don't have that, I'd suggest getting one before you start, as it will save a lot of time. The lance is nice, it's not required. Can bring a whip or a hasta instead. Crystal armor is nice, a blowpipe will do fine if you don't have it. If you also don't have that, rune crossbow is your last bet. Zenite's nice, but not required. Sang stuff is nice, but Trident will do just fine. Be sure to bring plenty of stamina potions when you're starting, because you will make a lot of mistakes when learning. For the stats, I'd recommend 75 melee, 80 range, mage, and 78 herblore. Let's get straight to the rooms. For Vanguards, make sure to pot your super combat and ranging potion. You can download a plugin from the plugin hub called COX Timers and Additional. This will highlight the Vanguards by attack style. Blue is the Major, green is the Ranger, and red is the Melee. You should attack Major with range, Ranger with melee, and Melee with Mage. When you're starting out, you can range all of them to just get the hang of it, and when you're comfortable, start switching gear. With the mechanics, try to stay at the side of the room so they are not all attacking you at the same time. Be sure to keep them within 40% health of one another, otherwise they will just heal back to full and you will need to get the health back down again. When starting Tekton, make sure you drink your super combat potion and pray melee and piety. To aggro him, you have to go within 4 tiles of him and then drag him all the way back as far as you can go without being out of range. Make sure you dump 2 Dragon Warhammer specs and hope to God that you hit, otherwise you're going to be stuck here for 7 minutes like me. For the timings, there's no secret formula I can give you, you have to practice. Essentially, you're taking 1 hit and stepping back, clicking on him again but not doing no damage, stepping back so you can only make 1 hit every 2 clicks on him. The timing is really important. If you're half a second off, he's either going to hit you or go back to the anvil to heal and you'd have to wait out the falling rocks again. After he goes back to the anvil, there will be a falling rocks attack. 2 rocks will fall on the tile that you're standing on, so you need to move 2 tiles. Once the last rock has hit your previous location, make sure to move 2 tiles again. Rinse and repeat until Tekton aggroes on you. It's exactly the same process, you repeat until Tekton is dead. For Muttadiles, make sure you have an axe. Quality of the axe doesn't matter, so you can bring whichever axe you want. Equip your tankiest range defense gear and pray range when he's far away and pray melee when he's close. When you head in, hit the Muttadile once and proceed to chop the tree. After every XP drop from the tree, make sure you hit the Muttadile once and go back on the tree. You can eat in between XP drops to maximise the tree damage. Essentially, after the XP drop, you can sip one brew, attack Muttadile and click the tree. This way you are not losing any ticks. Make sure you don't get the Muttadile's health below 50 HP, otherwise he will heal from the tree. Once you've cut the tree down, you can kill the small Muttadile. Be sure to stay within his melee range because range attacks do damage through prayer, whereas melee will always hit 0. Occasionally, he will hit with range and you will get hit high, so make sure you stay above 50 HP at all times. What I like doing is hitting him, standing under him, then hitting him again. That way, even when he moves, I'll always be within melee distance. With the big Muttadile, make sure you never ever get within melee range because 9 out of 10 times you will get one tapped. If you are forced to go past there in melee range, be sure to pray melee and pray to God you will survive. As his hitbox is a lot bigger, you can get him trapped behind walls. Always make sure to keep an eye on your compass because everything over 2x2 hitbox gets stuck north. With Ice Demon, before doing anything, equip your melee gear with your Dragon Warhammer and bank your inventory. Pick up the axe and tinderbox from the floor and cut the trees until your inventory is full. Once your inventory is full, dump the kindling into the unlit brazier and repeat once again until your inventory is full. If you want Ice Demon to go faster, put kindling in different braziers so he will melt quicker. If you dump in the same brazier, you will get more points in exchange of the raid being a bit longer. Once you've dumped the kindling, drop your tinderbox and axe and withdraw your gear. Pray range and dump your Dragon Warhammer specs if you do not have Tekton as your next room. Once you've dumped specs, pray Eagle Eye or Rigor if you have and equip your range gear. Go to either side of the room and start ranging. Ice Demon will throw snowballs at you. When you see it heading directly at you, move 2 tiles and attack again. With Bofa, you can get 1 hit, and when you move, you can get 2 hits. When you move back, you can get 1 hit, and so forth. If your prayer finishes, he will attack with a 3x3 ice attack, which will hit high and freeze your character in place, so always make sure you keep an eye on your prayer points. Starting Tightrope, pot your range potion and equip your range gear. Pray Mage and attack the Major. Tightrope is pretty simple and there isn't really any mechanics that go into it, you just stand there and attack. What I like to do is when I attack the Major, I pray Eagle Eye, and when the Major hits me, I pray Mystic Might. Pray range and attack the Rangers. The Rangers do hit quite high, so try and keep your health high and just tank. When the Rangers are dead, cross the Tightrope to collect the crystal. Guardians is a free room. Most of the time you take no damage and it goes fairly quickly if you do not forget your pickaxe like me. You hit the Guardian, move 2 tiles, 1 tile forward, hit the Guardian and rinse and repeat. Make sure your pickaxe attack style is set to crush, as they are weak to crush. If you fail to step back in time, the Guardian can melee you and drop falling rocks on your head, which will deal some damage. There's nothing else to it, again, a pretty simple room. Mystics is another simple room. If you have a salve, make sure you equip it here, as it will speed up the room drastically. Once again, me being me, I forgot to take mine. Sip a ranging potion and pray Mage and Eagle Eye or Rigor if you have. Be sure to not go within melee distance, do not aggro all of them at once. If you made it to raids, I assume you've already killed Shamans before. It's exactly the same but without the Shazian armour. Before you start, sip your ranging potion and your antidote or Sanfu. Instead of face tanking the green blobs, you have to move 3 tiles. Be sure to stay on the outskirts of the room for the Shaman to not jump, and if for any reason he does jump, make sure you're not standing in the same position. Dodge these purple motherfuckers and kill both Shamans. Before starting Vasa, I recommend you learn with an overload, as it will speed up the room, and when you sip a brew it regenerates your stats. Sip your overload and equip your range gear. Be sure to not eat, as the lower HP you have, the less you get hit after being teleported. As soon as you are teleported, make sure you eat some food, as it will take away around 90% of your current HP. Once Vasa has done the damage to you, spam click Vasa until you do an attack. Move away and pray range along with Eagle Eye or Rigor. Keep an eye out on the location that Vasa is heading, and do not stand far away from the crystal that is glowing, as this is the crystal Vasa will heal at. Once Vasa reaches the crystal, equip your melee gear as soon as possible and your best in slot stab weapon, pray piety, and attack the crystal until it reaches 0 HP. Depending on how quickly you kill the crystal, sometimes you can get 2 crystals down without getting the teleport again. Once the crystal is dead, switch back to your range gear and attack Vasa. Be sure to go close to the wall so you're out of the range distance. Rinse and repeat until Vasa is dead. With Vespula, the most common way to do this boss is to brute force with prayer potions. Be sure to set your quick praise to Redemption and Eagle Eye or Rigor. There's multiple different layouts where you need to stand at a specific spot. In my case, for this layout is the tile that I have marked. You attack the portal and immediately run back to the marked tile. I will leave a link in the description for all tile markers, which you can import via RuneLite. Once your HP reaches below 10% health, it will heal you up to 25%. It will drain your prayer points to 0, so make sure you sip another prayer potion dose and click on your prayer to turn it back on. If you're doing it quickly, the prayer will reach 0, but it will still be on for around 1 second. After you sip your prayer potion, make sure to double click your quick prayers to reactivate, otherwise it will turn off. If you misclick a tile, immediately sip a brew and go back to the correct tile, otherwise you will die. Repeat until Vespula is dead. If Vespula is taking long and the grubs are getting low on health, you can get blossoms from here and feed it to the grubs to restore their HP. Crabs can be difficult while starting out and quite daunting to newcomers. Once you figure the way they work, it just becomes second nature. I will leave the tile markers in the description, or you can create your own, as there's loads of ways you can do this room. Every time the orb hits a crab, it redirects the orb clockwise. You need to line up the crabs and stun them with your Dragon Warhammer equipped by right-clicking and clicking Smash. If you do not have a Dragon Warhammer and only have a basic hammer in your inventory, you can stun them with any weapon that you have equipped. If you do not have a Dragon Warhammer, you can pick up a normal hammer at the start of the room. The yellow crystal needs a blue orb, which is created by maging a crab, which will cause it to turn blue. The black crystal needs to be hit by a white orb, which is created by not attacking any of the crabs. The purple crystal needs to be hit by a green orb, which is created by ranging a crab. Lastly, the blue crystal needs a red orb, which is created by meleeing a crab. Do not get frustrated, as this is a hard room to learn. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Thieving is a room literally anybody can do. Deposit your inventory and open the chests until you have a full inventory of grubs. Deposit the 28 grubs into the feeding trough and grab 2 more, as you need a total of 30 for the room to be cleared in a solo. You can get bats from the chest, which give you some points and also some extra food if needed. That's literally it, there's nothing else to it. Now we're getting to the fun part. Congratulations of making it this far into the raid. Now it's time for your final challenge. You now need to go and find scavengers and kill them to get secondaries to create potions. As this is not a beginner's guide, I will not go into depth about creating the potions. When starting out, I recommend making around 60 Xeric aids and 15 restores, as you will be suiciding Olm to have more supplies. Once you have your potions, take 5 rev potions and the rest brews. Go inside Olm's room and drop the potions around the room. Once you're dead, you can go and start gearing. I recommend taking as little switches as possible so you have more supplies and less confusion while switching gear. You can leave out your range cape if you're using Bofa and your mage cape. Be sure to take your mage gear, range gear and melee, as you will be using your 3 attack styles. Also take as many stamina potions as you can, as you will be making mistakes and running a lot. It is important that you do not get frustrated, as nobody gets this in their first go. It took me around 30 raids to get comfortable without suiciding. When going in, make sure to overload and switch into your mage gear. Be sure that your trident is not on long range. Stand on either side, and as soon as the hand appears with an attack option, be sure to attack it straight away, and once you do, click on the left tile of Olm's head and attack again. Go onto the thumb and attack straight away, then go to the pinky. As soon as the head is about to turn to the melee side, you want to attack the mage hand straight away and go to the left tile of Olm's head. Rinse and repeat the same process. It will take some time to get the timing down, and it is rough when you start. Be sure to always pray what Olm is attacking with, because you will make mistakes when starting out. I'd recommend watching some solo Olm videos so you can visualize when to click. Sometimes when you're attacking the mage hand, you will hit a 0, and when that happens, sometimes Olm's head doesn't turn, which you will need to start running towards the mage hand's pinky to avoid being hit. For the melee hand, the first phase I got into a 4-1 instantly, and as it's an acid phase, I just wanted to quickly get it over and done with. I'll show you how to set up the 4-1 in the next phase. At the end of every phase there will be a falling crystal attack, so when it's falling you will see a shadow on the floor just beneath you. Make sure you move 2 tiles before it hits you. Rinse and repeat for the mage hand, as you always kill that first in phase 1 and phase 2. Be sure to spec the melee hand with your Dragon Warhammer. If you miss, spec again. To set up a 4-1, it helps if you know the attack cycle. It's always a base attack, a blank attack, base attack, special, and then repeat. Blank attack, then a base attack, then the special, which is the crystal, base attack, blank attack, a base attack, special, which is the lightning, base attack, blank attack, and a base attack. If I had skipped the base attack, I would have been in a 4-1 cycle. If you mess up like I showed in the video, you need to do a 3-1 first before you were in a 4-1 cycle. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, then run to the left, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit, and now you're in a 4-1 cycle, and then you just repeat. Here, if you accidentally tank a hit, you will get a special attack, which in this case was teleports. Here I was already in a 4-1 cycle. If you do a 3-1 instead of a 4-1, you will mess up the cycle. On phase 3, you need to kill both of the hands at the same time. When starting out and when you have lots of brews, do the same method you have done the first 2 phases, but you start out by getting melee hand down to 5% HP first, then move on to getting mage hand low. If you're comfortable running the hand, try to do the method I am doing, which is 4-0 cycle, wear mage gear and only swap weapons when attacking the melee hand. After attacking the melee hand, move a tile further than the marked tile and attack the mage, then click in middle and attack in melee hand straight away. Rinse and repeat until both hands are low. When both hands are low on HP, try to kill the melee hand first, as it can sometimes have the healing hand effect, which in that case you will need to get the hand all the way back down again. On the head phase, when starting out, I would recommend standing on either side of the room next to a wall when you're learning, as you will not get caught in a flame wall if it occurs. Just focus on going up and down to avoid falling crystals and attacking Olm. Congratulations, you have completed your first solo raid. Keep practicing and the purples will come your way.